But basically what you want to do, three, as I said, is obviously you want to make sure you record our calls. And if you've had a bad call is not a bad call. If you've lost a sale, look, you have first of all, get out of your mind about losing a sale. You never had a sale to begin with. It's not yours. Like the sale is not yours. Don't think about losing a sale. It's the wrong mentality. It's the wrong mindset to be looking into something like this. Okay. It's learning experience. And next time, if you go through the call, if you see all the mistakes that you made, if you take notes, and practice not saying the things that you've been saying and answering, the same question that the customer would ask you with with a different sentence, then the outcome will be much different. Okay. So that's number 3, recording calls. 4 is, believe it or not, just say, say things with conviction. A lot of people have a sick, absolutely. When you look at a presentation like this girl is like, she is top dog, okay? And then when it gets to, when it gets to the price and presenting the entire loan amount, it's like they get something stuck in here. And they're like, they can't talk, right? It becomes very difficult. And so, again, I'm over exaggerating, guys, but you need to be comfortable saying 90 grand, $90,000, the same way as you would say to $9. Okay. Why do you talk about like less money, as in $9, right? That you would spend on, on a Starbucks, in a different way than you would say a $90,000 purchase. Why? Because it means something to you. That's why. The reason why you're saying it in a different way is because it means something to you. You know in your mind that 90 grand is a lot of money, right? And the thing is, if you stop, if you approach this, and if this is all about this, what I'm talking about right now is all about the actual mindset, okay? Because if you train yourself to see a lot of money as not that much money, because if you understand exactly what you're selling to the prospect, then that 90 grand is actually, half of what they're going to be paying. So you actually feel good about saying it, because, if they get it, they're going to be saving money anyway. Right. Right. And then number 5 is, and this is so important. Please, Cara, like, I know you're writing down, like, I want you guys to remember this. Ask a lot of questions. No, sorry. Ask them at all times if they have questions, like to the point where it becomes a little bit annoying. Why is
I always
this
say,
gal?
does that make sense?
Yeah. Why is this guy or gal, like, always asking me, like, if I have any questions? Like, you have to do this at all times, because sometimes we forget. Because what happens is, the presentation in your mind, how the script should go in your mind, they don't, right? And so if you don't stop, to you, perfectly, like, everything makes sense up here, right? But to the customer, that might not be the case. And so you want to get into the habit of asking them at all times, if they have any questions, because you want to make sure that they're so, like, what you're doing is 2 things with this. First is, again, you're building even more trust, because obviously that, and if you're answering a lot of questions, they're going to see you as somebody who knows a lot about what they're selling. Okay. Because if they have questions and you answer every single one of their questions, they're going to think highly of you, right? And people want to buy from experts. All right. And number 2 is, what happens when you ask them if they have questions? throughout the call and you do that a lot, what happens is you ensuring that, you know,
that you care about them understanding what you're talking about.
Right. But what happens as well is that it could well remove a lot of the, you know, unknown sort of like objections that would come up later on that call, right? They might have had, like, throughout the presentation, they might have had a question they wanted to ask, like could have been an objection or whatever, right? But unless you've asked them if they wanted to, you know, say something or add into that, or you know, simply see if they have any questions, then, you know, if you saying it all the time, they might bring it up at an earlier point, and then what happens is you're not left with, you know, if the worst thing in the world is to be dealing with objections when you're about to tell them the price. You should not be doing this. They should be, like, for you to be presenting the price, they should be 100% sold on what they're about to buy, right? If I don't like the shoes that I'm about to buy, what difference does it make how much, you know, if they're on sale or how much they cost? I don't care. I don't like the color, like it's not the shoe that I want, okay? So I don't care, right? So before you ever bring up the price, what it's going to cost them, you know, yada yada, like, you want to make sure that they're sold on everything and they don't have any objections. So that's why you need to make sure. Again, I know you're probably already doing this, but, you know, just think about, how can I even do it even more? How can I, you know, ask them, you know, how can I remember to, you know, to have this as a to my arsenal, and to have it as a habit, as a new habit that could help me win more sales, because that's exactly what's going to happen. All right. So we went through a bunch of things. I wish I recorded this whole thing. I know we recorded some of it, but do you guys have any questions? I know we went through a lot. Do you guys have any questions so far? Anything?
So they ask you about price,
Mm-hmm.
and then you tell them price.
Yep.
And they say, thanks, we'll be in touch.
Thanks, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, that's what I've been getting a lot. And it's like I said numerous times, this is on a first come, first served basis. Like today only. And they're like, thanks, I'll think about it. It's like, I've said this numerous times.
Right. So I suggest, right. Are you telling, I mean, look, man, I'll tell you this, like, I would probably not want to be saying like first come, first serve basis, because like buyers are smarter than that, you know, especially in California. Like, I understand other states too, but especially in California, like, you don't want to be saying that to people, because you just don't. Okay. And I would tell you this, it's not what you're saying. It's not what you're saying, Chances. It's what you've said prior to that sentence that you tell them the price. I'm trying to tell you guys, right? It's not about when you present the price. What have you done prior to presenting the price? That's what is getting in the way. I want you to know that. It might not be a single sentence, right? It might be the whole thing. Like, the guy just wanted to go in a different direction, right? And you took him to a different direction, and he just, like, the guy just felt like pretty much like he wanted to find a polite way to get out of the call. I want you to know that there's a lot of people like that. They're in their mind, like, there's so many people, like, you don't understand, guys. Like, we as people, like, human nature is very, very, it's very simple. Like, we're not hardwired to say no to people just like that. We actually don't like saying no to people, right? We don't. We really don't. Okay. And so whenever we say yes, have you noticed that whenever you say yes to someone, like you just feel good about it, and whenever you say no, you're like, oh, you know, for whatever reason, it doesn't make you feel good, right? And it's the same with a lot of these customers that you're gonna end up talking to, right? They don't want to say no to you. They don't want to say they don't have they don't want to say they're not interested or whatever, right? In what you're saying, okay? They just want to find a way to politely exit the call, right? That's what is happening. It's not. So, Chance, do you understand that?
Hey, we have a couple appointments coming up in just a couple minutes.
That's cool. I know that. So, do you guys like Chance? Are you good with that? So
don't bring up first come first serve.
Definitely don't.
First serve.
Yeah, definitely don't, because that's not the case. Look, man, here's the thing, right? If you get in a sales call with me, I will be like, I'll actually shock you how transparent I actually am. I will shock you. You'll be like, no way he's saying these things. But I am, right? I am, because I want to make sure that you feel like, hey, this guy is definitely not tripping. Like, he's telling me the truth, okay? And so, Chance, I'm telling you, brother, like, what's happening is that everything prior to that. So what I want you to do from now on, start recording every single call. I guarantee you, right? If I listen to a couple of your calls, like, and get on another call with you, like, you would improve so much, 100%. Okay.
Yeah.
And even if nobody else listens to your calls but yourself, I'm telling you, you will improve, because you'll be able to see exactly where you lost the customer. You could see it, man. It's so apparent. Like, you could hear it in the tone of their voice. You know, they lost interest. They started being like disengaged, and they're just not there. You know, they're just looking for a way out. That can happen. You know, so and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect a few of our calls, and I'm gonna put them in a folder, like, specifically for you guys, and I'm gonna send it to Blake. I'll send it to your email. All right.
Okay.
And I want you to listen to them, and then see exactly how the calls are being handled. Okay. And then on the to our next meeting, I want to see some calls. Doesn't matter whether it's from you, Cara, from you, Chance. Like, it doesn't matter, right? This is going to be used for training purposes. Like, I just want to make sure that that we're doing the right thing. And trust me, like, there's no way we can improve without seeing, what is happening in the process. So it would be like I'm blindfolded and going into a dungeon without, knowing my way out. It's impossible. I need to have a map. I need to have a GPS. And that's my way of, navigating through it if we're listening to the call. And it will be so much better if we go through the call, like all of us, and we do a full breakdown. I mean, it's going to be a game changer.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Talk to you next time.
Yep. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye for now.